Would you mind just telling us your first name?
My name is Frishta.
Could you tell us a little bit about your childhood?
Yes, actually, our childhood all spent it in immigration. Since I know myself that you are aware of that Afghanistan been always under the war, and um, we always had problems. And when I born in Kabul, Afghanistan. So we had a good life, and my father was working in the military, and my mother was a teacher, and everything was good and well. It was going smoothly, and but by the time we felt that the situation is getting worse, and we find ourselves under the war in Afghanistan. So I have good memories from my childhood, but we grew up so early. I don't remember when I was acting like a child. And one of the good memory of my child that I never forget about that, because one day my grandpa he passed away, and he was taking me to from his own home to my father home, and he on the way it was snowing. I was freezing, and I was like, hey, I don't want to go, and I'm freezing and blah blah. And then he told me a story that, Frishta, look, today, because you are going to your parents' home, we organized that these are the flowers of spring, the white flowers that is falling from the sky, and everywhere is covered with that, and you are enjoying the. We prepared this weather for you, especially for you. Have to, because you are a princess, you have to cross these roads. And I was in the bicycle with him, and maybe I was 3 years old. I don't remember my year. And that was the and suddenly I forget about the snow and everything, and I was enjoying the weather and seeing the smokes from the homes, and it was a really beautiful beautiful memory that I still remember that time, that how he made that for me so special.
Did you have any dreams as a kid, if you remember?
Yes, actually my all dreams was like to have to be proud for my family, and to be someone very special and famous. That was like a dream for me. And mostly I still have the same dream, that I want to have a stability, really.
Can you tell us about your relationship with your dad?
I have two superheroes in my life, my dad and my grandpa, because I was living between two homes, as my grannies, they grown me up. And with my father also I had a good relationship, because he always trusted me, and he was like, you will be a diplomat in the future. And he was always like, he was not talking with me as a kid, and he was like, we were exchanging our ideas, and he gave me the value of the how I'm important for him, and his expectation was very high from me, and it was making me courage. And the other side, my grandpa was like taking me to my courses, and he was trying to play with me. He was teaching me how to ride, like the things that which a kid get courage from parents. He was giving me, like playing with me, drawing with me, teaching me. I think that he knows he was trying to teach me and show me that how to do this.
What about your relationship with your mom and how that felt for you?
My mom, when I was child, so my mom was, when I born, after some while she got, I think, sick, and she had to give me to my grandma, and she was looking after me. And the beginning of my life, she had always in the hospital, and she had some sicknesses, and she was not able to look after me so much. But after I had a good relationship with my grandma. I was feeling with her closer than my mom. But when I grew up, then we became like a friend. That now even she is now with me, and we found each other when I was teenager, and I found the love at her on that time.
What's the biggest thing you learned from your parents?
My parents was a role model of me, because when we were child, we faced the same situation that my child are facing, and I am taking the example of them because they never lose their moral. They were always strong, and they were like, we can do it, we can go forward. And though we had so difficulties in our life, as I said, that we were under the war in Afghanistan, and finally we decided to move to other country. And when we were there, we faced, like, my father was jobless, my mother was also jobless. We didn't have any income. So we didn't had so much like we don't had a right of education as we have now. And one of me and my brother was going to school. At first they put me to go to school and teach him, and then we talked with the principal of the school and to increase the to decrease the fee for us. And even I remember that that when I was going to course, my mom was drawing the same book for my brother, because we had one book. So the teacher asked us to bring like 2 books, and we couldn't afford to buy other book, and she was drawing the same book for us. And and this is all that I remember. It's like I'm remembering it again, that now I have also kids, and I have to be strong, and I shouldn't give them the feelings that we cannot do, it's not possible or something. They never said no to us. They just tried to find some way to make everything happen to us.
Can you tell us about your first love and how that felt for you?
I think that I love art, because every time when I see something is like sometimes I see art in agriculture, and sometimes in some picture, sometimes in drawing. Whenever if I feel happy or sad, I try to write or draw something. And maybe sometimes with some clothes, I just wonder that how the person get inspired and draw and design these clothes, and sometimes in makeup and everything. I think that my love is in the art. I love art, and it can be everything.
Can you tell us also about your first loss or heartbreak and how that felt for you?
Maybe I should skip this question.
You want to skip the question?
Yeah.
Okay. Who would you say first taught you what love is?
I'm not sure about this, but I can say that I'm really addicted with my brother. That he was the biggest example of my life, because I always follow his paths. I see he is like a superhero for me, because whenever I do anything, and if I go anywhere or anything, just I feel to have him by my side, and to ask him like I need him in all my life. If it's without him, like I'm half person. Though we studied in different countries. He was studying in China, and I was studying in Turkey and Kazakhstan, and still we were very close contact with each other. Like, it's not like a regular sister and brother. Ours are really different. That all the time, like, I need him, and all my love, all my trust and everything is like an example of my life.
How do you define love?
Because I taste this so much time, I feel that losing your close one is really hard, and it's really hard to suffer and come out from that one. And that's for me real life too. I mean, your family, your kids, your husband, your mom. Without them, love doesn't mean anything. For me, maybe it's different, but love of family is important for me.
What's a good day look like for you?
The best day of my life was when we heard that we can go back to Afghanistan, and we traveled for the first time to our homeland in 2002 or 3 it was. So when we got there, everything was destroyed, but we didn't even remember our home because we were a child. But the feeling that I was in my country was the best memory of my life. And the second one is that I hardly studied and finished my bachelor time in Turkey. So the day when I finished, I graduated from the school, and was when I was on the stage, was the different feelings that I was feeling that I have the power of the world now, and I have this diploma, and it was a really memorable time of my and then when I gave birth to my daughter, it was unbelievable feeling for me that oh my God, I'm able to have part of me in this world. And it was really like a proud for me that I have a daughter now. And I was like, I got C-section, and I was waiting and hearing her sound from the other room, and it was really different feelings. And one, can I say more?
Yeah.
Okay. And the other was with, again, when I go to the master degree and I finished. So in the graduation time, this time my daughter was with me, and I was like proud to take my daughter with me. I took her with myself to my studies, and when in the ceremony, I was the only one who was carrying my daughter, and she was in all pictures. And that was also a very exciting day. And the day that I became the director of the bilateral economic commissions in Afghanistan, on that day I really wanted to have my dad by my side, but due to cancer we lost him. So that in such a time, people maybe just go with their friends, or maybe one, but I call all my family to come today. I am going to be a director, and I was like very happy that day was the best memory of my life.
So what's a bad day for you, and then how have you gotten through those bad days?
I gave birth to my second baby. He's a son, and I was in my delivery vacation, and so then before at 15th of August, I just went to office to handle some tasks and to see my friends, and also to arrange for the further meetings that I won't be able to join office for some more way. Suddenly, just on that day, I feel that I was in the office, everything was normal, and I saw that the time was showing like 11 a.m. that everybody is in rush and they were like skipping or something. And I asked what's going on, and why my son was also with me, what's going on. And they said the Taliban entered to the Afghanistan. And I was shocked, and I didn't know what to do, and I was like, no, it's impossible, maybe they're out of the city, not in the center. How it comes that the Taliban can come in a capital, and you are not even aware of that. So, and the panic started everywhere, and my friend said that, Frishta, maybe this is our last meeting. We are leaving, the girls, and everybody was like, okay, see you, bye. I'm leaving. I have to go home. And
What year was this?
I was in the office.
What year?
2020, 21? 2021.
2021?
Yes, when Taliban entered to Afghanistan. And then I called my driver, and he said that you have only 5 minutes. If you didn't come, then I cannot take you to home, because the Taliban came to the city, and I'm the last one who was leaving. Fortunately, he was in the ministry that he took me, and I ran with my son, and we just my home was to the Ministry of Finance like 10 minutes, but we arrived there like 1.5 hours, and everybody on the street was in the rush, and they were skipping from, you don't know where the people was skipping, but everybody had the panic of this. And when I arrived home, then my colleagues and every relatives called it, please leave the home, because you are very close to the ministry, and you have a high profile. And my brother also, he had also a high profile person, and maybe they will find you, and you will face a problem. You should change your location. And in some hours, I had to decide to leave my home, everything that I had. And I left to my grandma's home. So from there I was like searching every country that I need to escape from Afghanistan. I have to leave my country. It was really a hard decision for me, but I had to do that. I didn't have any option. Finally, I got some of my friends. I met him in the university time. He texted me, he found me in Twitter, his name is David, and he sent me, Frishta, I can help you to come to the Poland. Do you want to go to Poland? I said, yes, anywhere if possible. I want to leave. He said, okay, one of my friends will contact you. And then after a while, a person called me. Can I say their names, or
just first name? Yeah.
Yeah, Andre, and he called me, and he take an interview And then after that, he contacted with my embassy here in the embassy, and they asked that is she really working in the government or not? And they confirmed that yes, she's working. And then he called me back that, okay, Frishta, you're ready to come to Poland. Just just pick up your stuff tomorrow. Wait for my call. Then I will let you know what to do. And then the other girl, her name is Elvira, and she contacted me and she showed me how to go from home. And then me, my husband and my kids, my brother and my mother, we all pick up in a small bags and we go to the airport. But when we arrived here, the huge of people were waiting to escape from Afghanistan. It was not possible for us to pass those you may be seen.
Yeah.
And we wait there one night in a parking, and kids were, my daughter was very nervous about it. Mom, what's going on? And I repeat the same story as my mom told me when I was kid. And I said that, Simarna, look, we are having an adventure. We have to cross all these struggles, and then we will have a good life. This is just a game. This is an adventure. We have to go through this. You know, adventures have dangers. You can face any problems, but then you will have a better life, and who knows that we will have a good vacation in the future. She was aware of this situation, but still she was like, okay, Mom, let's see. But then she just kept quiet. And the other day we started our journey and we walked, and everybody was like trying to reach to the point. And on that place we spent many hours, and we were hungry. My daughter was hungry. We didn't have any water to drink, and everybody was like, the only good thing that for my son, he was only 2 months, I was able to feed him, and I was sitting everywhere and I was feeding him to keep him alive. And sometimes he was out of bread, and I was like just taking him up like this, that please God save my family, we will die this way. And we spent here, I don't know, maybe 1 day, and finally we crossed. And when I was in the last point of this trails, and I saw a guy come from very far away, that, hey, what do you want? And in my hand it was written PL, and I was just showing him that, and he said, okay, show me your documents. How can I help you? And when I see that I wanted to show him my documents and my phone, I see that somebody stole my bag. And on that bag, it was the last things that, like, I had, like my precious things, like gold, phone, money, some documents, everything. And it was like I lost this also, and he just helped us to go from this, and then we stayed there for 1 night. And for the first time I saw my daughter was like, they was giving food only for kids, and she was like eating with this dirty hands, like this, that she was, I feel that how much she's hungry, and how she suffers such a long time without eating anything and drinking. And then we finally just go from there to the plane to Uzbekistan, from Uzbekistan to Poland, and we come here and we were in the camp for 14 days. And then again, my friend, as I told you, they help us, and also Beata, a lady which I still call her my mom. She came and with her husband to camp, and with Elvira, they brought us some food, clothes, and everything. And then we came here, and they took a hotel room for us for some days. And in the hotel, I also faced very good people. The owner of the hotel, he was a good man, and a lady, her name was Marta. She helped me so much, and my friend, she's my Kasha. She's my friend, and she gave us her apartment to live there, and also she helped us to take my daughter to the private kindergarten, and. There are so many people that they just hug us, like Grazinka, Ola, and Michał. So many people that they hug us and they give us a new life, and they help us. Like they brought for us clothes for my children, my family, because we had only the clothes that we wore on the way. And this was the hardest part of my life, and I come up with this with the help of my friends that I found here, and finally I'm able to work here, and I found a job here, and I rent a home. Like, I'm just building my life from the 0 point, and now I think that I am better from that time until now.
How was it in the moment when you were told that the Taliban is coming in and that pretty much everything that you have to move, right? And that you knew that your whole life was going to change?
First thing that I feel was I was in a panic, and I was in a shock, and I was really scared when I was in my grandma's home when I lived, and I was watching from the window, and I was seeing the Taliban are just crossing the road, and they are just searching everywhere, and they are like, you cannot. It is like I was really scared of that time, and I was not able to think about that. I will leave everything after this. I will lose my everything. The only thing was I am really frustrated that how can I save my life and my kids' life from them. That was very important for me. And something comes later on that you feel the feelings that, oh, Frishta, you lost this, you have to do this, that. It comes by the time it hurts you, not immediately. Immediately you are out of mind, that you cannot say that, oh, I lost my job, I lost my money. No, this was not important for me. The most important thing was on that time to save our life. That was really important for me.
How was the feeling when you got to Poland?
When they from all the way I was still in, like I was thinking that something is coming from behind and they will catch me. I was so much afraid of this moment that maybe I was not feeling safe until they put us to the camp. And it was the time that I really take a breath, that I feel like, yes, I'm safe now, we are safe. And I was watching to my kids, and I was crying and laughing in the same mood, and I was like, we are safe now, we are safe now. Just it was my answer, and I was like watching my kids everywhere, and my daughter was like running on the room that, hey mom, we are safe, and she was also, and that was the feeling that, you know, that you sometimes you say that, I can breathe now, that this problem is solved. And that was exactly the time that I really feel the how breathe, that the deep breath that I took, that yes, I'm safe. That feeling is, I don't know if am I expressing it the way that I was feeling, but it was really the breath of freedom. I can say that.
What inspires you?
One thing that I learned from my life, that you always have to have patience, and time will come. And one thing is that you shouldn't trust that you are in the peak of your life and it will be forever the same. No, and life changes. Life changes suddenly, or anything can happen. But I learned that if you fall, you can walk again, and you can make again and again. It doesn't matter that how old are you and where are you. The only things that you should motivate yourself, and that's more important, I guess.
What's been a humbling experience for you?
Maybe the things that I explained is enough, I think.
I think so. Can you tell me about a time in your life that you can relate to the word war?
I mean, if I go back to, if I am internal, so I think for sure I will again fight with that. If I am external, how the people come like a miracle to my life and they help me, and I really will. I want to help people, you know. If I'm external, sometimes I really feel that I should go to the border and just hug the people, that if I have this, like I have the power to take them back, I really want to just help them and save them, because I know that how hard it is to ask help. I remember that I was crying for a soldier, please help me, and I was just, I don't know what can he do. From nowhere, I was asking help from him, but I don't know how could he help me. But I was like, I want that somebody should take my hand and help me, and I really want to do the same.
What's a moment in your life that you've really felt peace?
The moment is, as I said, that when I find my stability, if I know that, okay, from now you don't have to tension about what will happen, or what we come from, or all these things. I think that will be the peace of my mind. I am still searching for peace. Like,
How is your process of resettling here now? How's that going for you?
it is going well, because in 1 year we could make to at least to rent an apartment. It's a tiny apartment, but we are happy here. And I find a job in one of the good companies here. I'm not in a high position there, but I think that by the time it will also come. And for now, the only problem that we have, the income that we are receiving is not enough for me and for my whole family. Of course that I have friends that they help me in my hard times, but until when they will help me, you would never know. And even my husband is a doctor, and because he cannot speak the languages, cannot speak English and not Polish, so he is not able to find a job here, and I'm the only one who working from the family in my family, and to have two kids, and, it's a little bit hard, but I'm thinking that I will come out from this.
What keeps you up at night?
There are so many things that keeps me up. My past, I still see in my dreams that I'm in the war, because I see not only this escaping war. In my childhood, I also see the war, the sound of the weapons, and I see so many people were injured on that time when we escaped for the first time, and these all are like comes to my mind. Still, I never forget. Though I have good memories in my life, but still these things wakes me up at night, because something, when you try to forget something and repeats in your life, so it's not easy to forget. Yeah.
Do you do anything or do you have anything to kind of soothe or to move forward positively, or anything you do for your own, like healing per se?
Yes. As I said that I love art, and when I feel something or in my daily life, I try to draw something and keep my mind away from that. Or sometimes I write some stories, short stories or something, and sometimes I just cut the clothes and make it something else. Like this, it gives me like positiveness when I do something, like or just reading book and listening music. Everybody does, but these things are really. I do this and I feel relief with them.
What keeps you going every day?
Nothing specific.
Imagine you're in the hospital today with only hours to live. What would be your regrets, if any?
This may be very strange, but I'm not regret of anything in my life, because everything that I lived was experience for me, good or bad. So I'm not regret of them. I'm learning from them.
You told me what your dreams were as a kid. What are your dreams now?
Now my dream is, the biggest dream is, of course, maybe for all of my country, is to go back to Afghanistan and see the peace in my country, and the education for the girls. They should have the right to study, because I can't see my daughter to not go to school, and it really hurts me when I see in the news that girls cannot go to school, and we are still struggling with the things that world is in such a time, and we are going past. And this is the biggest dream, that one day everything goes well and I go back to Afghanistan and work for my country.
You're the co-author of your life story.
Mhm.
What's your picture perfect ending?
In my imagination, that I like, as I told you, in the place that the huge people were staying in the war, and this, everybody was struggling to leave the country. I just want to see. I just want to make like the map of Afghanistan, and see the people are coming, like we
Back.
are in the peace, and people are coming, and like I want to see that the black and white scene of this map in a colorful, like we have the flags, flowers, everybody is happy, and they are huge people of people coming to the country, and they are celebrating. And I just want, can you imagine our map that in my imagination, that would be my picture, a happy ending.
That concludes the question.